Hi everybody, my name is Andrew and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about D&D, what it's like to be a dungeon master, how to tell better stories, and sharing our own experiences with one another. Today I want to talk about music and how I think it can absolutely make your game. I know a lot of people play music during their games to add a bit of atmosphere, and it helps to break up the silence, which is really good, but I think taking the time to actually curate the proper tracks for certain moments and scenarios can really take your game to the next level with very, very little effort. Number one, it sets the tone. If you're like me, you have a bit of trouble accurately describing what you're picturing in your head, and sometimes it can send the wrong message or give your players the wrong idea as to the type of atmosphere that they may find themselves in. Here's an example. You climb down from your covered wagon and begin entering the forest on foot. Although it's midday, the light barely makes it through the thick canopy to the forest floor, and it seems oddly dark in here. My PCs tend to be suspicious of everything, and they always have their guard up. That's good if they're under attack because they'll be prepared for it, and they're good at defending themselves, but I don't always want them to be on edge and stressed out the entire game. Sometimes it's good to walk calmly through the woods and enjoy the peace and quiet, and with the right music, you can emphasize that. Let's take that example I mentioned before, but add a sinister turn to it that can completely change the vibe of what you just said. You climb down from your covered wagon and begin entering the forest on foot. Although it's midday, the light barely makes it through the thick canopy to the forest floor, and it seems oddly dark in here. With that, it's pretty clear that these woods are dangerous. So with carefully chosen music or ambient noise, you can completely change the mood of an area. Number two, this one might be a little bit abstract, but hear me out. It can help with roleplay. And what I mean by that is it can help with your player's immersion. I found that new players kind of have a difficult time getting into their character and thinking and speaking and acting as if they were that character. With the right music that helps them feel alive within the world can actually help them feel more comfortable with maybe speaking in a silly voice or saying things that in the real world they might not say, such as let's run into that cave and slay the beast. I think most people with sense would not do that. But with the right music to uplift them and make them feel as if they're part of this, it can actually help them to be more comfortable role-playing. Number three, it can actually cause fun improv moments. And you might be thinking, like, what are you talking about? And I'll give you an example. And it wasn't originally going to make this list, but it ended up being such an important part of the game, and at least for me, as a DM, I really enjoyed the moments that became of it. I played one when the PCs were traveling somewhere, and after a while, this strange bird flew overhead, it made some crazy loud noise that was way louder than the rest of the music, and to be honest, it scared the hell out of everyone at the table, and we all had a laugh about it. So from that point on, I just started rolling with it and being like, yeah, there's a bird that flies over the city every once in a while, and the townspeople hate him. He makes a lot of noise, keeps people up at night, and then every so often that noise would cycle back because it's just on a loop on that audio track, and everyone would laugh every time it happened. And that can happen with so many different aspects of the game. If there's a weird howling on the wind or something, incorporate that into the story. Make that a sign of things to come, or maybe letting the party know they're getting too close to that graveyard they were told to avoid. It can cause a lot of cool, fun moments. And finally, number four, and I know not everyone's going to agree with this one, which is totally fine, but it can give your players clues. You can't always be opening cabinets and finding old scrolls that are filled with information that lead the players to the next mission or clue or area they're supposed to be exploring. With an audio cue, very similar to a video game, you can just add subtle hints as to, hey, maybe there's something here, investigate this further. You don't have to say it out loud, you don't have to give them an item that tells them to do so, you don't have to create an NPC to explain this scenario to them. You can just have a small little noise, a little bell chime, that tells them there's something nearby that they should look out for. So that's it for my list about music in D&D. I hope you found it useful or entertaining in some fashion, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up as it helps other people find it as well. and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more of this stuff. Again, my name is Andrew. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.